Hello everyone and welcome to the Edmonds Racing Preview Show. Toby's flying the flag for the team today. No, Trent, he's a bit crook, but you've got a spring in your step nonetheless because the winter's almost upon us. Some great racing over the weekend. You've got two big guns set to step out with Alpine Edge and the Vows. But before we get to them, good to see another winner last week, and your best bet, Opacity, got the chocolates.
Yeah, he was good. He sort of was building towards that when getting out to that distance, down in weight, ran super the week before, and obviously backed up really well. It's probably our only concern if he did back up, but he did. Andrew Malin rode him beautifully. Like, I've got to give him credit because he gets enough of a canning office from time to time. But he's a really good guy, Andrew, and does a good job. And rode that horse, nailed the map, put it right in the spot, and he was too strong.
And Opacity, obviously he's in his wheelhouse now. He's fit and in his distance range, so he'll just progress to something else in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like the winter's here now, so loves soft going. So anything anywhere really. Like, we've got all those races over the border where we've got like South Grafton Cups and stuff like that. That's long term and a little way away, but certainly if he can progress in between that, he's a gelding and he's sound, so he's got plenty of racing left in him, and if he can build on what he did the other day, I think he's probably got a little bit more to give as well. May even get out a bit further. So, yeah, not sure where his level is, but he'll find it.
Pretty handy record.
Or we'll find it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think that was his 7th career win. I know it had been a bit of time between drinks, but well done to the Tricolours team there with Opacity, and hopefully the winning run continues with him into the prep.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get in the preview, and all roads lead to Eagle Farm on Saturday with the two runners contesting the feature races, and the Vows is the first of those in the Daybreak Lover. Makes his return after a wonderful prep last time in, and he trialled. There was a few big guns stepped out at the Bow Desert trials during the week, and you happy with what he did there?
Happy enough. He's a hard horse to gauge and get a guide on. He doesn't work flash. He doesn't like you see his trial the other day. Malian had to put one around his bum to get him interested. He was sort of out the back, sort of 3 lengths from the second last horse. And I think he thought he was just out for a bit of a bowl around, and to make him get up and do it, Andrew had to put a couple around his bum, which he did, and he picked up nicely. I thought his last part of his trial was good. We took him out to Bow Desert on Saturday morning as well, and we galloped him. We tested the track for them. The track was pretty, was reasonably wet on early Saturday morning, but I believe it did improve. So he worked good out there on Saturday morning, though. He's going very well. A little bit hard to get a gauge, as I mentioned, but you just got to trust your horse. He's a very good racehorse who's put a good, building a really good record. First go at stakes grade on Saturday, but they're an even bunch of 3-year-olds, I think. At level weights, we give them more weight last time through, so it was good to see that the horse we spoke about, Tapper Doodle Doo, is it?
The form's held up.
Yeah, franked his form winning the
Tulloch
Stakes in Sydney, Group 3 race, I think it was. So, look, his form's been franked, which is good. He likes it. He races well Eagle Farm, loves Eagle Farm. James Orman rides, who rode him beautifully at his most recent win, and drawn okay. Running a bit quiet, get down the middle of the track, see what happens.
And all going well off to the Guineas off the back of this run.
Yeah, so he'll probably go there. We'll nominate him for the Derby as well. Let's just see. I think I mentioned in an interview earlier in the week, the stone's quite versatile. The mare's pedigree as well, so how far he gets out, we'll give him that chance to run it, but if he can't, it's no stress.
Okay, well, exciting times for On Fire Racing team and partners in the Vows, so good luck over the weekend. The Lucky Clover team will be excited about Alpine Edge. He's set to kick off his campaign in the listed Ascot over the 1,000. He was another that stepped out at Bow Desert on Tuesday at the trials and looked good, and obviously he's on the path towards the Archer.
That's right, so we don't normally trial Tuesdays before Saturdays, but we sort of just felt with those trials around, just bring these horses a little further forward in fitness for that part of their preparation, being mindful that Alpine Edge has to get out to 1,300 second up in 2 weeks' time. I haven't got much time in between to let him recover, then get enough work into him to have him fit enough for that. So we just used that trial on Tuesday for that reason. And Paul Hammersley rode him on Tuesday. He actually travelled really strong out the back and just towed him into the trial and went really good. He's you think these horses would be too fast for him? Zoo Style, Heathcote's horse is Rothfire, good man. Rothfire, you know, there's a bunch of them. They're all fast horses, and they should be too quick for him. But he'll be finishing on strong, and I'd really like Damien Thornton to let him go through the line tomorrow too. You know, we'll make sure, you know, even though there's a 1,000-metre gallop, we'll keep him going past the winning post and get that little bit more out of him, where he'll, you know, that should have him tuned up nicely for Rocky in a couple of weeks.
Okay, very good. So hitting the line hard and then put the riding on the wall ahead of the Archer.
Yeah, so he kicked off in a 1,000-metre race last time through too, but he drew poorly with Martin. Martin Harley rode him. We just had to go right back from the barrier because he's going to be 4 and 5 wide if we didn't. And obviously we had the Toowoomba race in mind, and then the Magic Millions. So, you know, and we've mentioned it a number of times, you know, it's sort of very difficult if you have a target race to have them that ready for those early races as well. So it's either you know, you bite the bullet and it's basically a lead up run into that, and that's what this looks like tomorrow. But last time through, when, as I mentioned, Martin Harley rode him, he drew poorly, had to go right back, but he only got beat like a length, I think, maybe 3 parts of a length. He was running on pretty quickly at the end, so you never know. He's drawn barrier 1 tomorrow, so who knows if some of those horses are not quite there. You know, Zoo Style's very quick, but he's had a pretty long prep, I would think. Heathcote's horse again. If they're not right or in, there's a few of them in the same boat as us, heading towards the Archer or other golf, so they might not be quite right. Our guy's got a good bit of residual from Magic Million Day and that prep last time, and he'll be running on strong.
Okay, I hope to see him hitting
So
the line.
I'm not trying to push you into it, but don't be surprised if something doesn't happen. And you know, he's 4 now, and he's still a colt, and to my eye, he's still improving. So I think, you know, we'll see the best of him either as, you know, this season, even next season.
Okay. Good luck to the Lucky Clover team with the big fella Gordon, as he's affectionately known. All right, Gold Coast Saturday, several runners represent back on the poly here, obviously after the Bow Desert meeting last week. Jamaican Rumble looking to go back-to-back after scoring a nice win last start, and I guess you've spoken a bit about this horse on the show and has ability, finally put it together last start, so you're hoping the pennies dropped?
Yeah, I think if you put the replay up on this, you'll see what I mean. He actually won easily, but it didn't look like he wanted to win easily, if you know what I mean. Like he won by 4 and, I think it's 4 1/4 or 4 3/4, and his ears were pricked all the way down the running, sort of looking about and not. Even the jockey came back and said he just didn't feel like he was stretching right out to me. But you know, there's a lot of action over here at the Turf Club at the moment. There's a lot of construction, you know, horse galloping out there on his own, might just be looking around. So there's
lots of things to look at.
Lots of stuff to look at. So, you know, there's cranes in the background. There's all that sort of stuff. So, in saying that, so we can't really say that the horse didn't win well, but you know, probably could have won by further if he sort of, you know, flattened out and got down and really galloped to the line. So he hasn't gone backwards. He actually looks great. Tomorrow's not a very big field, obviously, so pretty confident Callow would lead, and he'd take some running down again.
Okay,
I think, you know, he should be beating those, really, you'd think.
Yep, okay. Fair push for Jamaican Rumble there. Pretty As and Saki Majula entered for the cutest 3-year-old maiden. Pretty As resumes and was 3rd in a recent trial behind the stablemate Astern Magic, and Saki Majula led them up on debut. Probably better for that run, do you think? Yeah,
back to 1100 tomorrow. Saki Majul. He didn't figure in the finish up there. He went poorly and he led, and we had blinkers on him, and he ran really strong out in front. You know, gassed himself really. So he just done his work
early
instead of late. You know, it's upside down, if I can say that. And he's not. That's not him either. Like, he's sort of he's quite horse to work, you know, and he relaxes and finishes on. So look, he can improve a bit tomorrow. We'll see how he goes. I think he, you know, if he didn't run well tomorrow, we'd give him a break, because he's a little bit better than a maiden over here. I think he's got good ability. So we'll wait and see how he goes. Pretty as in the same race. We had to scratch her out of the other one. She drew terribly in the other one, drew 12 of 12, I think. So we had to scratch her out, and she runs in this one here tomorrow. Both going well. Probably just like to see them. Well, Pretty as resumes, the other one second up. So just like to see them how they go this run, and then we can place them to advantage.
Okay, but it sounds like Saki Majul's got a bit more to offer than don't read into that first up run necessarily.
No, that's right. That's right. And he's trialled good on the poly track too, so he likes it.
Okay. One couple to watch there. Another Pretty Divine kicks off her prep for Archer Park, and she had a great prep last time in, put a couple of wins together, and also trialled pretty well heading into this. Yeah,
she's good fresh up. Pretty Divine. She's got a claimer on her west. I think she's only got not going to carry much weight tomorrow. Way down on the weights, I think. Casey Waddell. She's a apprentice to Chris Waller. She rides a bit of work for us in the morning, so a little girl on top of Pretty Divine might actually suit. She might get the best out of her. Not that Pretty Divine tries pretty hard most of the time. I think she's placed well with no weight, and she looks a pretty good each way chance, I think.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have heard word that someone might be throwing that as an each way chance best bet. So
who? Trent?
Trent, the other guy that's not here,
Yeah.
So, but before we get to the best bets, Sunshine Coast Sunday, the other runner for the weekend, Apples.
Yep.
Third up here over the 1400, and wasn't all that far away last start, even though he finished 7th.
Ran really good. Drawn a little sticky out in 10, I think she has. Where does she get to in the run? 4 to midfield, probably, I think. 1400 suits. Nice filly by Dundeal. Got a reasonable pedigree. Should suit like the track. Everything points towards her running well up there. She was sort of stuck on the inside the other day, and she's only very small, so I'd just like to see her get clear ground this week, so she she can stretch out. If she can do that, I'm sure she'll be in the finish somewhere.
Okay. Apples on Sunday.
Yes.
All right. Well, they're the runners, as we said. Trent's not here, but he's been studying the form because he needs to. He's into the negatives now in the best bets tally, and you've kicked clear after Opacity and Dubai Honour last week. So the tally reads Toby 1975 plus Trent minus 130. So
he's in a bit of trouble.
He's busy doing his form as we speak, but he has texted in he's going to go Pretty Divine each way. So prices aren't out as yet. So assuming or hoping he gets an each way price there. And what about yourself? What are you going to go?
There's a number of runners we could throw in this week. As she's definitely an each way chance. Pretty Divine. Jamaican Rumble sort of stands out really. Right race. I think he goes up a kilo on his run on his win the other day. Just like it looks like he gets all the favours out in front. Callow on's a big plus. As long as he switched on the jockey. But
and the horse.
He's a big plus. No, the horse will be switched on. The horse will be fine. I'm worried about the jockey more so than the horse now. So yeah. So Jamaican Rumble for me is I think he'll be my best for the weekend. Apples each way at the sunny coast as well. And the two in town, it's hard to tip in big races, but certainly the Vowels should run well. But for me, my best is Jamaican Rumble each way Pearls. And I'm going to Sydney as well.
He's full of confidence. He's up on the tally and he's just throwing it out.
Yeah.
So what have we got in Sydney?
Well, we're going big all upper. We're going Tom Kitten each way in the Champagne.
Yep. It was a good run last week.
Big win in the Fernhill. Doesn't know what it's doing yet. It is by Harry Angel, good sire.
Yep.
So it's important for Godolphin with that horse winning a stakes race out here. I think I know there's a short price favourite. Chris Waller's is very short in the Champagne, but this horse was pretty strong late the other day. I'm pretty sure he'll be going on well. And all into Giga Kick. Special.
All up Giga Kick.
Special.
Okay. A few bets to look out for over the weekend.
Yes, follow on.
Follow on, and well, that brings us to the end. No tip for the Quokka?
I
haven't done the form for the Quokka?
No, I haven't done any WA form. I hope O'Day's also running well for him. It's drawn a bit poorly though, I think. Drew out a bit.
Well, they had to do the redraw.
They've done it. Yeah, they've done a bit of a stuff up in the. They've done a Magic Million draw Done the same thing in the 3-hole race one year, I think.
Okay.
Anne Brown.
He's got a good memory. He's got a long memory. All right. Well, sounds like some good chances over the weekend. You've given us all some best bets. So have a good weekend and good luck, everyone.
Good luck.